Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
The recent call made by the Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai and his Ekiti State counterpart Dr. Kayode Fayemi for an immediate restructuring of the Nigerian Federation is generating positive reactions from the Niger Delta. According to some frontline advocates of a restructured federation in the Niger Delta, the unanimous call by both political leaders sends a strong signal to the federal government to quickly embark on a process of social engineering to deal effectively with the many governance challenges militating against national unity and development in the country. Correspondent Tekena Miofori tells us more.
Governor El-Rufai, while speaking recently in Kaduna at the 50th anniversary of the Center for Historical Documentary and Research, underscored the urgent need to restructure the Nigerian Federation to save the country from an imminent disintegration. The Kaduna State Governor specifically called for constitutional amendments to drastically alter the current structure of distributing powers and responsibilities among the tiers of government. For his part, Governor Fayemi observed that Nigeria's federalism, as it is currently operated, does not serve the best interests of Nigerians. He said the recent nationwide protests against police brutality and perceived poor governance should serve to remind anyone with a semblance of power and authority that all is not well with the country. The governor's position on the flawed nature and character of Nigeria's federalist structure comes as a huge relief for those agitating for a restructured federation that guarantees a more perfect union of the country's federating units.
The consciousness of the people now have taken over the whole place, and the youths are highly agitated. So if you don't restructure now to put things in place, both the security system, the political system, the economic system, the work system, the educational system, the health system, everything, it is going to be a total reform. There should be a reform. If we don't reform it, I will feel we are doing anything. In fact, we are just living on a borrowed life.
Across the country, it is argued that over-concentration of powers and responsibilities at the center has given rise to tribalism, nepotism, corruption, and pervasive insecurity, all of which have retarded Nigeria's growth and development.
In the First Republic, the federal government only had 15 items at the exclusive list. The rest of the items, functional items of government, belong to the regions. But today, what do we find? The federal government have about 68 items in the exclusive list. In fact, the federal government want to even embark on a construction of rural roads. They want to bite more than they can chew. And the more resources you have concentrated in a few hands, the more kleptocracy will enter. The more corruption will enter.
When once you restructure, when one state can produce and think of what to do to solve economic problem in this state, because it's no longer running to Abuja to get money, you create jobs. So once you do that, you solve the security problem, the insecurity problem we have in Nigeria.
In the Niger Delta, the campaign for a restructured federation is centered on the revenue-sharing formula that has evolved over time to the detriment of oil-producing communities. At independence in 1960, the revenue-sharing formula allowed regions to control 50% of resources produced locally. At the time, the federal government was constitutionally entitled to 20% of such resources, while 30% went into a distributive pool account. Ironically, today, the federal government takes a lion's share of 52.68%, while states and local governments are left with 26.72% and 20.6% respectively. Under the present derivation principle, 13% monthly oil derivation revenues are reserved for oil-producing states.
The 13% is not enough for the development of the Niger Delta. But from that 13%, we are paying police. Our governors are paying security. We are buying cars for police. And we fix even federal government roads.
Quite recently, in 2019, the national government, under the leadership of President Buhari, has given approval through what they call Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative, where artisanal gold miners in the north can process gold, can mine gold, and beyond mining gold is now recognized. There's a formal framework for recognizing these mining activities. Importantly, the gold so mined is sold to the CBN at international prices. What that means is that the northern region will be richer in terms of what natural resources that come from them, and the Niger Delta region will remain poor in terms of environmental degradation resulting from activities of artisanal oil miners.
Nigeria's lopsided federalist structure is the legacy of successive military regimes. When in 1999 the country transited to democratic governance, the expectation was that Nigeria would adopt a people's constitution to enthrone a new political configuration that guarantees the general happiness and well-being of Nigerians. Sadly, the 1999 constitution, which proclaims a federal republic in principle and operates a unitary governance system in reality, was foisted on the people by the departing military authorities. Without a shadow of doubt, a restructured federation would go a long way to address the many challenges militating against the stability, growth, and development of the world's largest black democracy.
Inside the Niger Delta,